fit, but to not get fat. That's a great way to put it. Great way to put it. All right, so let's talk about this one really quick. Starting with the fact that people are asking about Grim Innate. So I've got Dreadmalkin here as my 1-drop. And maybe I could afford to play Grim Innate. If I think I would have to adjust the mana base to play Grim Innate is the issue. So if you look at this deck, there's only 9 red sources on 1. And you could also, if you look at the mana math, even only 14 black sources is a little bit light for playing these cards on 1. So while I do think that Grim Innate's a very good card, like I said, it was good last season, I think this deck's a little bit light on red sources. It could be that this card as a whole is just too weak, and I'd rather play the Grim Innate that's hard to cast. But I'm going to start with Dreadmalkin because it's easier to play on 1 and just see how it feels after playing a few games before I swap to the card that we can play less consistently on 1. Also, people talking about the gym and saying like 10 plus hours a week is a lot. You can play games on your cell phone or watch Netflix while you're on the treadmill. So like, you know, a big chunk of my exercise time, I'm like doing things that I'd be doing at home while I sit on the couch. So like, you just do them while you're exercising instead. It's a great system. If you're looking for a good cell phone game, Warhammer TCG is my cell phone game of choice of late. Really like that one. Oh, I should have played my Blood Crypt on 1. Loose. There's 3 Tibalts on the sideboard. Most of us have never laid eyes on a treadmill. Now you want us to multitask. You don't have to, like, run while you play the game. Like, when I say I spend an hour on the treadmill, I'm only walking at, like, 3 or 3.5 miles per hour at most. Even if you go slower than that, it's fine. Remember, some exercise is better than no exercise. When's the competition coming up for Warhammer? There is a 4K that's happening an hour from my house at the end of June, and then they're having a 20K at Gen Con in July. So I'm planning to play in both of those paper tournaments, which should be fun. Ozzy Pants, thanks for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright. Token's gonna get all grown up here. Yeah, over the summer, Christy and I play a lot of Pokemon Go. Which, speaking of, I hatch so many more eggs in Pokemon Go since they changed it so you can log steps while in place on the treadmill.
Like the phases of the moon.
Are they dead? They're dead, right? I'm just gonna like hit them for an 8-ball next turn.
And fine.
I drive a lot in rush hour traffic. I'm an egg hatching machine. Hey, worth noting here that if these had been lightning strikes, I would not have lethal here. I'd be 1 shy, right? I'm probably still a favorite to win the game, but I wouldn't kill them right away. Walking around with tiny children tend to love being walked around in a stroller. So it's like, I played so much Pokemon Go when my children were tiny and I was a stay-at-home dad. Just infinite walking around playing Pokemon Go. Actually, they don't really gain life, right? This is definitely a Duress matchup. Graveyard Marshal is kind of okay as just a 3-2 for 2. What do I want to trim here? Maybe it is just this. So, like, sometimes they board into creatures. So I like leaving this in. This also, like, is random reach that kills them through their fogs, which is nice. I think it's just Marshal. Maybe this is a little slow. Yeah, I want to keep these in for reach and also, like, random removal for ooze. I could see Death Baron maybe not being great. I'm going to trim one of him. Do the kids play Pokemon yet? Jake's not really into video games. And Declan is almost 4, so, like, he'll play with us, but I don't trust him to hold his own device yet. Oh, that was the best draw on the deck. Bob, I just responded to your comment on Discord. I don't believe they've posted the weekend for the top 1000 tournament yet. Like, always the card you want on 2. I wonder if they have a blink. If they have a blink, I would probably blink the Dreadhorde here. I think they gave a loose area. They said, like, the end of this month or the beginning of the other month, but, yeah. Alright, if we draw a land here, these get to kill this. Now's Gaming, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. No, there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine. Hey, look, they got to impulse towards wilderness reclamation. That's entirely fair and reasonable. I think if I didn't draw the land there, I'd have actually played Reaver first, because Reaver into Judith is a lot of damage. Oh, this does trigger on Planeswalkers? That's awesome. I just assumed it didn't. Our deck's chunking out a lot of damage here. Like, this is an attack on turn 4 for like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, if they start fogging here, like, they don't really have anything else going on. So if they start fogging this turn, they're on, like, the fog every turn for the rest of the game plan, which is, like, reasonable for us. And, like, now they're dead to Heartfire, right? Which is sweet. Priest is also lethal on suspend 1 if we draw it. Oh, the cat kills them with Dreadhorde. Look at who's a good little kitty. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Who's a good little kitty? That's sweet. That's excellent. The cat came back the very next day. Oh, they thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. They knew he wouldn't stay away, away, away. Hey, hey, hey. They don't have search or anything like that going yet here. So they can Nexus, but they're just spinning their tires while we Nexus. That being said, if they get even one untap with the search for Azcanta, we're gonna lose. Did I unlock a new song? Put these towards Aristo. Oh my gosh! We can call it Aristocats finally. It's actually the Aristocats. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Everything's better with cats, right? You're right. How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. If you're someone who enjoys constructed magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We do a ton of different decks here, and we change decks every 60 to 90 minutes, so you get a lot of variety here. As always, I'd like to give a shout out to all my wonderful subs, like Vestica there. Thank you very much for the 3-month resubscription. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without my subs, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to plug a couple of my sponsors here really quick. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series is a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their standard, modern, or legacy tournaments, be sure to check out their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG series. BCW supplies are the only ones I trust to protect my paper Magic the Gathering cards using code Jeff10 at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Neo provides wonderful candy-flavored protein bars using code Hoagland at bit.ly/HugoBar. You can save 10% on your orders there. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate you choosing to spend part of your Monday here with us. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. We're going to dive on into another match here with Black-Red Zombies. Remember, if you are someone who's new and you enjoy the decks that we play or the way I break down my lines, make sure to hit that follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything. It lets you know when I go live and with what. Open the packs. We can open the packs after this. The two decks that I think are the best play-to-win decks are Red Aggro, Splashing Cindervines, and Collision Colossus out of the sideboard, or Blue-Green Reclamation. Those would be the two decks I would play if I was playing with winning being my goal. Any update on the Tempo Storm? Yeah, it looks like Tempo Storm and I are going to be separating. I pulled all their branding off of my overlay here, but we were not able to reach a consensus with the new ad update. I mean, this is a pretty good 5, and Dreadhorde Invasion's a great draw here. Rude. Way to kick a guy while he's down. Hey, I'm aware, Tsunami. I haven't pulled it from a lot of places yet. Need to pull their branding off my Twitter, all that other jazz.
Forward to seeing your mistakes.
That's gonna be a project for this evening.
Boxes are made to be thought outside of.
I would like to ask about any minor anomaly to the life.
Yeah, it just came down to the bottom line more than anything, Pelly. Like the amount of income they were able to offer me without me running Twitch ads just wasn't worth it to keep the partnership, basically, which is understandable. I don't want to like lose them money at the end of the day, but I'm also just like not gonna run 6 minutes of ads per hour. Legacy, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Just me around.
I know.
Yeah, we do a ton of board games, actually. My wife and I go to Gen Con every year, primarily with the goal to just play a bunch of board games. And that Twitter link there is a link to whoa! Well, thanks for keeping Team Hoagland around, Ardian. You know, it's funny, Christy and I were talking, and we might look into getting Hoaglandia jerseys made up, just for funsies. Tamio is sweet in a self-mill deck. That's really awesome, actually, because she recovers your meaningful spells out of the discard pile, too. Yeah, at the end of the day, there's really no ill will between me and Tempo Storm. It's purely a business decision. on both parties' part.
Do not harm my scroll.
I don't expect them to lose money keeping me on their team, but I also just need to do what makes sense for me and my channel. No, basically the 6 minutes of ads is Twitch ads play over the top of what I'm streaming. So basically 6 minutes per hour, people just wouldn't see me streaming.
I'm well equipped to deal with new.
This cat being a sacrifice enabler has been subtly very good. Yes, my initial contract with Tempo Storm did not require me to play any adverts. And they wanted to update it to require me to play adverts. The most ads you can run concurrently on Twitch is 3 minutes. So I couldn't, and that's what made it awkward too, because it's well, you could almost take a 6 minute break per hour and go to the bathroom. It would still be bad for my content, but at least it'd be more ideal to multiple breaks per hour. I don't know. At the end of the day, I just don't really want to run Twitch ads. I think it makes my content worse. People leave whenever you run ads, believe it or not. And I already have my own shills that are integrated into the stream, when I do my own ad breaks, but those ad breaks are more natural, and I'm plugging myself in those ad breaks too, which is important. Letting people know who I am and what I do here. Yeah, cat gets 2 counters when it bins something. And it has Menace, because Menace is the ability we randomly tack on to 1 mana creatures. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm always looking for sponsors. I'm in talks with 2 or 3 different people for sponsors that I bring on myself at the moment. And some of them work out, some of them don't. Correct, yeah, I also control when those ads happen. Yep, dude, definitely spent a lot of time thinking about it. This hand would like a black source on 1, but yeah, I'm still not entirely convinced this card is constructed playable, but so far it's felt reasonable. Am I playing the SCG Standard this weekend? No, I don't really play in a ton of paper tournaments anymore. They're just really expensive to get out to. Where's the Panera and Chipotle sponsorship, right? That's one of the best parts of that was the best draw on our deck. That's one of the best parts about the Neo sponsorship is they send me bars when I run out. I like free food. I like sponsors that feed me. I'm a simple man. It's gonna be a little bit later. But I am going to be playing, so the Nerd Rage series that sponsors my stream, they're having a standard tournament in June that I'm going to be playing at that'll have video coverage, because all their events have video coverage. And then I might play in their Modern tournament in May. That remains to be seen, though.
Welcome.
How many bars do I go through a day? I eat a variety of snacks, more than just what they send me. So I eat 1 every day or every other day or so. Variety is the spice of life. Am I throwing these at this? I think I am. I think I'm actually just gonna hold up the activation on this in case they have exile removal like Vraska's Contempt or that -5/-5 card.
Behold, I've lost my appetite.
Wow, this still exiles your opponent's graveyard even if you don't target them. That's interesting. Super happy we held up the cat here. Love tap, baby, love tap, baby, baby, love tap, baby. Oh, I missed a damage. Missed a damage. I forgot that a mass always makes this bigger. I just, in my head, this card came with a 1/1, not it made my existing token bigger. So I know I missed a point there. Yeah, the cat's been good. I'm glad I gave it a chance. All right, so they're dead. Oh, I guess they could hit Creeping Chill or Narcomoeba here.
Always an answer.
They did not. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And that's one of the reasons, like, cards like Cat, cards like Tibalt, this is one of the reasons why when people are asking during spoiler season, like, what do you think is good? I always try and temper my responses, right? Alright, I'm gonna write a note for PAX. This curve is great. 1, 2, 3. And this thing makes 2 bodies that get bigger with Judith or the skeleton guy. Yeah, Magic just has so much going on and there's so many moving pieces that, like, figuring out what's good in advance is really difficult. That Mutavault is a zombie army. Gosh, it feels good to dumpster reclamation decks. You just like have turn 4 lethal next turn, right? This lethal 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're one short. It's unfortunate that they're going to 5 here because it means this is one short of killing them. It's worth noting that maybe I should have played Judith before this. All right, they're just dead. Doesn't matter. Someone asked if we're playing in the casual queue. I'm going to make a command for this in a moment, but playing only viewer-submitted decks, we, like, stumbled drunkenly into the top one and into rank 141 today. So I'm going to sit on the rank for the next day because the ladder closes in 28 hours. And I think 141 is enough to not have to play to stay in the top 1,000. So I wasn't trying to top 1,000, but I think we've just, like, happened to stumble our way in. So we're gonna see if we can get in. The top 1,000 at the end of the season get invited to play in a tournament. Jeff accidentally won a bunch with viewer submitted garbage and is trying to protect his rank by not playing on the ladder until the first. That sounds good, Bob. That's perfect. The tone of that one is perfect. I mean, there's only like a day left. God, our curve is so good again. This card is doing exactly what I want it to do. Just like 2 bodies on turn 2 is so good when we have 8 ways to give everything more power on 3. Hey, Crispy FL, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I want to go Duress into Dreadhorde here. Oh no, they're gonna eat my cat next turn. That's unfortunate. Oh, it has Menace! Oh, I missed a point. Sorry, yeah, it's totally scary. Oh, it gives Death Touch too. Gosh! Listen, this is why we're not in the ranked queue, because I have no idea what my cards do, okay? That's great. Definitely should have played that. That's delicious. That's right, I'm not used to my aggro cards having this much text on them. They're just supposed to be like, stat line, deal damage. That's all we're supposed to have to worry about. All right, they're down to 6. I'm probably not supposed to play another one of these out, huh? They're probably dead. They're probably dead just to what we have on board. So, I mean, our deck has a cohesive game plan, and, like, this style of deck is the easiest new decks to get right, because I'm not trying to, like, interact with my opponent, right? I'm just trying to, like, do my thing. What would be the punish if we play it? I could just die to my own Dreadhorde Invasions killing me. Is the downside to playing it. Chat, if they're not fogging us, they lose. It wouldn't deal damage. It has to deal damage to lifelink. Judith, unfortunately, doesn't trigger when tokens die. So otherwise, Kitty plus Army would do it, but Kitty plus Army doesn't deal damage. Titan, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this stuff. Someone in chat mentioned this deck probably has a tough time against red aggro, and I'd imagine that's the case. Goblin Chain Whirler is likely an excellent card against this deck. It both stops our aggression and kills a number of our creatures. We started with your aristocrats first thing this morning, Prince. So it was the very first deck we played. Great. Fog me, daddy. Sorry, I thought I told you that would be up first thing. All right, we're gonna start eating things. The cat's gonna start eating things to deal points of damage. Yeah, it actually was pretty reasonable. It was the first time I've walked away from playing Martyr Aristocrats and been like, huh, that might have something there. Yeah, it was super reasonable. Tibalt was super impressive in the deck. Hey, Crimson, thank you for the 13 months. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. AJ Mala, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. Happy Monday. They're dead to pings over a few turns. Terabyte Chris coming in hot with the 5 months. Happy Monday. Howdy, howdy. Scale of 1 to dead. What are we working with here? You did, Zach. The new Tibalt feels like the real deal. Oh yeah, this card's also been great. For people keeping track of cards that have been great, this is on the list. Are we dead? They might just be dead to this combat step. Mr. Silicon coming in for the 28th month. Welcome back, bud. Well, so far we've been stuffing Nexus in a box and throwing them away, so that's great. Seems pretty reasonable. Be still my Heartfire. Oh, packs. We're gonna open packs. I forgot to post a screenshot of the deck on Discord as well. I should do that. Monday is Nexus bullying hours. Listen, I'm definitely a much happier person when we're playing a deck that beats Nexus. Because playing decks that can't beat Nexus against Nexus really sucks. I think I have all the rares. Yeah, I have all the rares in the set, so all of my non-mythic opens are just 20 gems. I've yet to find an iteration of Grixis that I'm really happy with. I've yet to find an iteration of Grixis that I'm super happy with. I'm kind of partial to the red decks that are playing Risk Factor instead of Frenzy, I think. But I don't know. I don't have a ton of experience with red. I just think that red is well positioned. It's just very good in general. And Cindervines is like a pretty free splash. There is a Grixis Amass list in the queue. Yeah, Grixis. So, like, I mentioned that this deck that we're playing is one of the types of decks that's easy to build right early in the season because it's very proactive. Grixis is a good example of the inverse of that. Grixis is an archetype that's going to be incredibly difficult to build correctly because there's so many different pieces that go into it, potentially. Yeah, who's a pretty kitty? Been away while moving. I caught a minute or two of the stream where your opponent what's going off with Citadel. We did, Brewski. So the Citadel deck is one that we've played, on Saturday. We're actually going to play it again today. So I put a stop on my upkeep here, so that way I can Heartfire their creature in response to my Dreadhorde trigger. So that way I'm going to get another 1/1, which is sweet. This has Menace, so let's attack. I think I'm actually throwing my cat away here. Because I want this to make a token when it comes down. I think the hottest take on this current standard format is that it's not really that different than the standard format we just came out of. This is our first time getting Priest online alongside Dreadhorde Invasion, which is awesome. Main deck Duress, get out of here. Could you build 5-color good stuff in this format? I think that's a question where instead of asking if you can, you should ask if you should. Like, what do you stand to gain by playing 5-color good stuff would be my question to you. So, do I want to run the Priest activation during the upkeep again here? I don't think I do, actually. I think I actually just want to attack here to start. Because remember, my 2/2 can attack into their 2/3 because I deal a point of damage. We played a 5-color Super Friends deck, but it wasn't very good because it had the stipulation that I had to play Niv with a bunch of Planeswalkers, and, like, Niv's already not very good, and then you put another condition on it, it becomes, like, pretty terrible. Yeah, we've definitely had our deck really come together in a couple different ways these last few games. It's been really sweet. Too Much Dog, checking in for the 3rd month. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Yeah, Priest and Dreadhorde Invasion is really strong. Unsurprisingly, like, these cards have, like, pretty obvious synergy, it feels like to me. And in practice, it's working out that way. I don't really know what they're doing. I kind of just want to click submit. Maybe I want Lava Coil because they have Thief of Sanity, and that's, like, a card I need to kill. Dreadhorde Butcher is a little bit mediocre on the draw. Angrath could be kind of sweet in case they have blockers, because he gives our stuff menace. Let's try this. How long have we been playing this deck? About 45 minutes. Hey, Stingray, thank you for the 8th month. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I've not sat down and done updates to Climb or Domer yet. If you want easy access, one of the things, and I need to plug this more today. One of the things I did take the time to do over the weekend is I've started updating the standard decks page on my website. So if you're interested in checking out some of the decks I have done updates to there, the ones I've done updates to are at the top. So Angrath isn't a hedge for control, Polly. It's a hedge for mid-range where the board's gonna get gummed up and he can make our creatures push through more consistently. So you're right, I agree. If you wanted that slot against control, I would not play Angrath. It's a card that's explicitly there for mid-range matchups where they're gonna have creatures that block. I'm just gonna priest to get some stuff going here. Yeah, it is good, Polly, but it's good in a different way. Sacrificing my second priest sucks if they hit a removal spell. But I think I needed to do it there to be aggressive. Gimbal, thanks for the Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Howdy, howdy. We're in a pretty okay spot here. My Graveyard Marshal's going to make a 2/2. I get to Lava Coil this and crack them for 7 next turn. And, like, I get to Graveyard Marshal again the following turn. Marshal, Marshal, Marshal. 2/2s, please. Well, I appreciate it, Gimbal. One thing that's good to know, and if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, this applies to you too. If my live schedule doesn't line up well with when you're able to drop by Twitch, you can take the time to Twitch Prime sub even when I'm offline. I really appreciate the people that do that. So a little bit awkward here for my opponent. They have Evolving Wild, which they couldn't use last turn because they didn't want to shuffle the card they surveilled to the top. Well, welcome back, Boomer. That's really strong. That explains why they didn't want to shuffle. Really hoping to draw a removal spell here. I think I just have to smack them here. They just eat my 2/2s. I think that's a win for me. if they hit a green source next turn, they can make 2 more oozes. But the way they blocked like this means that they are dead to Heartfire off the top, which is sweet. And Angrath would also be a good draw because it would give my team Menace next turn. Judith and Death Baron are good draws. We have a lot of good draws from this position. Graveyard Marshal punched the clock and went to work here. So if I attack with everything, they just go to 3. So I think we're done attacking. Yeah, Tachova is going to allow them to gain a bit of life here. Takes Heartfire away as an out, which sucks, but that's what it is. The board's going to very quickly get out of control for us here with the Biogenic Ooze. They don't even need to draw more spells from this point to kind of lock things up. Got a very small window to draw Judith or a Lord effect. Yikes, they're about to go super wide. Alright, Tutti Frutti on Judith. And is that what is that going to do? Alright, let's take the next one on the play. Do I want the extra Angrath? I think I do. I'm gonna trim Lava Coil on the play. Actually, the Dreadhorde Butcher is probably great on the play, huh? How do I want to fit him in here? Maybe Dreadhorde's a little slow. Is Tibalt good here? I don't think so. Like, they had the little bit of life gain in Tachova, but they didn't have that much. Alright. We get to go Priest into Reaver, activate Priest if we want. Well, welcome back, Caboose. Sometimes you have to, I'm not sure how it works on mobile, but you have to send the notification through. Caboose man. I do appreciate it. And then whoever just picked up Equip, thanks for checking out the sponsor. I think I just killed a Ramp Dork here, because I can kill the Ramp Dork and play a Judith. Am I just supposed to do this? This is less mana efficient, but it's more power in play, and it lets me start making 2/2s next turn. Oh, I don't have double swamp. Yeah, that's super true. Gosh, that's rude. Hey, Senol, thank you for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Scooty Puff Jr. coming in hot with the new Prime as well. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week, folks. Alright, I think we just get in here, right? Because he's a menace now. Yeah, see? That's sweet. Sign me up, Angrath. I subbed so I could be timed out like the old times. I got you, Snile.
The only prize I desire is your head.
How close to dead are they? So this is 4. If I priest them, it does 4, and I Heartfire for 4, so I can put them to 4 this turn. That's probably a little too aggressive. Yeah, I do think I need to kill Thief of Sanity. I think I'm going to bin Graveyard Marshal and the token. 11th end, thank you for the 3-month. I had lethal, how? Judith and the token can't attack. Priest is the only other thing that can attack. I think you're thinking things I just played can attack this turn. Which is not the case. I wish Angrath gave Menace and Haste. He's pretty, like, sweet. And that game was good. We were talking about Angrath in the sideboard earlier in this match, and that game was a solid example of, like, what I wanted that card to do. Yay, 20 gems. Wow, busted. Got a mythic. I think a lot of these uncommon planeswalkers are going to end up being very reasonable. They're the big difference between these uncommon and even the rare planeswalkers and like the planeswalkers we're used to is that these planeswalkers aren't win the game cards, they're utility cards. So we really have to kind of adjust our expectations of what planeswalkers are doing from the Tefris and the Vivians of the world to these kind of powerful but utility cards rather than this card wins the game on its own, which overall I think is an awesome direction for planeswalkers to be pulled in. Mean Puff, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. L'Assault God, I am in fact having a wonderful Monday. If I send you a deck that I used in Best of 1, would you update it for Best of 3 for the $10 donation? Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine building out a sideboard for your deck for just the base donation amount. Saheeli is great. Buy her stuff. Ain't that the truth? Do I want to double up here? I think I do. There's a chance my opponent's deck is like a Spell Pierce deck also. So getting the Dreadhorde Invasion, my only non-creature spell down while they're tapped out is also appealing. Yeah, we're good. We're good on the lands front deck. We could just, you know, cool it with those. That'd be great. Deck, we just had this conversation. The good news is this thing's going to start lifelinking next turn, which is sweet. I feel like if we get a hit in with this having lifelink even once, we'll be in a great spot. Like even one gain 6 makes it pretty difficult to die to these things. They could have a removal spell though. If they have like a cast down here, we're like gonna take 2 and then they're just gonna kill this thing. I assume this will elicit the removal in response. Tiny Roman, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. How do you feel about Bolt Bend? Ever another creature in battlefield under your control, target creature. That card's probably not constructed playable. The power level you need to be a playable 5-drop in the standard format is pretty high. Yeah, this card's been sweet. I've been pretty happy with what this has been doing for us so far. That doesn't seem very good, Ace Crush. I'm not really sure, like, what purpose that would solve. So I put a stop on my turn here so I can respond to these triggers. So before this next one resolves, I'm going to sacrifice this to make my cap bigger. And I think I just want... I think I want to keep my zombie token around. I could make the Malkin a 6/5 here. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to do that. That's probably what I'm supposed to do. No, this only applies to zombie tokens. This card would be really busted if it gave any zombie with 6 or more lifelink. If it gained lifelink, I would have snapped that off. No questions. All right, things aren't looking good for the health of the cat in the long term. Lethal. This is why you should play 4 Judiths in your deck. Because the second Judith deals 2. Alright. Did it. Yeah, we did it. Alright, this card's probably really bad on the draw against the Augur of Bolas deck. Yeah, second Judith is like bad Electrolyze. Honestly, I wonder if Angrath is just good again here. I kind of feel like he might be. I like making my zombies scary. Maybe I don't want to. Death Touch is very similar to Menace when my opponent's creatures are small. Yeah, drawing, I like that comparison, Bob. Angrath does feel kind of like, obviously it's 1 more mana, but it is kind of history adjacent. This hand, like, 6 spell hands always look good usually, right? But they need lands, so. Menace and Death Touch is a soft combo, you're not wrong. It is a soft combo. Super sad I bottomed the second one now. Although I guess they would have gotten the second one too, kind of. And is Zarakdos card back. Pretty much all of the premium card backs are really sweet. They did a good job with them. Opponent is a hungry person. Nom 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 nom. We've talked about posting spam, Flab. I think we're done here. want my butchers on the play. Flint McButts with the Prime support. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I'm actually just not going to board on the play. I'm just going to try and run them down. Of course, CJ. Was Mardu Aristocrats played yesterday? It was played first thing this morning. This is our second deck of the day. No, Dreadmalkin on one's a little bit sad, but the hand's definitely a keep. If you're someone that's been interested in Mardu Aristocrats, the deck we played this morning is worth your watch on YouTube later. It's the first time I played Mardu Aristocrats and wasn't just incredibly disappointed. Nice Kite Sail freebooter. Get out of here. Tutti Frutti. Oh, Judith. Tutti Frutti. Oh, Judith. We stopped playing at 141. We stopped playing at 141 an hour ago, and we're 147 now. So that's probably fine. There's what, 26 hours left? This said 28 hours when we were 141. So, if that's not good enough, so be it. But we're done here. Matt, last season, and obviously every season is different because there's variable numbers of people playing, but last season, Matt stopped playing at 140 with 2 days left to go, and he was fine. So, hopefully, stopping about the same point with 1 day left to go will be good enough this season. And, like, that's the tough part about a ladder, right? Like, there's no guarantees. We can't just know that, like, X spot is safe because, like, what's safe is dictated by, like, the performances of other people and how many people are having performances that are good. Ooh. The read the cat pause, yep. That was definitely a read the cat pause. Super glad I got Dreadhorde down this turn against Grixis as opposed to playing the Priest. Dreadhorde's likely a card they're going to have a hard time interacting with. And it's going to generate a lot of advantage for us in the long run. When would we side in Direfleet Daredevil? Are there Direfleet Daredevils in my board? I don't think there are. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have shocked that, right? They think I want to play this rather than Graveyard Marshal. So there was no reason to shock that. The sick bluffs. Rats, they called. Can we still pay to cut the line? Of course. I love money. Caboose! Thanks for checking in for the 3rd month in a row. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. It is a $50 donation to cut something already in the queue into today. And it is a $100 donation to cut something not already in the queue into today. I promise you Gates Super Friends is going to get played today. I promise Gates Super Friends is getting played today. Flesh-eating gnome, checking in for the 7th month. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate it. I mean, I was planning to stream for like 10 plus hours today anyways. So if people wanted to cut a bunch of stuff in, I wouldn't complain. Gonna put him on a 2-turn clock here. This means either of these are lethal next turn. And they have menace. Man, the cat's been super good. I am glad we almost, a couple of people were wondering if this card was playable or like maybe we should play the red 1-drop that amasses when it dies, but like this card's been super awesome. Been very, very impressed with this. Okay, so opponent's playing something more controlling. Do I want Midnight Reaper? Midnight Reaper is probably good if they're a control deck, right? Just trade out these 3s. The effects that give all of our creatures extra power become worse against removal heavy strategies because the opponent's more likely to pick us apart. I'm gonna bring in 1 Lava Coil on the draw just because it kills Thief and it kills 4 mana Nicol Bolas. Probably not unreasonable. I think I keep this because they're a Thought Erasure deck. Like, obviously, it's not very good, but I'm gonna lead on Dragonskull Summit here because if they Thought Erasure this, I want to be able. God, this card's annoying. Tibalt is good against white aggro. It's good against Sultai because of Wild Growth Walker, and it's good against Esper Control. Because it shuts off Absorb. Wow, they left Narset in against us? That's so brutal. Makes Midnight Reaper. Yeah, it shuts off Priest too.
Commotion.
So much commotion. Hey, Rain Spider, thanks for checking in for the 11th month. I appreciate that. Welcome. Grixis doesn't have 0 life gain, but it has a lot less life gain than some of the alternatives. That's basically what it comes down to. Feels weird that they left Eldest Reborn in against us. I'm gonna hold on to the Graveyard Marshal. This makes it worse against the discard spell, but I'd like to play and activate Marshal in the same turn. Wow, they milled me into Gutterbones. Thanks. I mean, I don't know that I'm really the best source to be building you a mono red deck. That's not something that I really have a lot of experience with gaming. So I think because they milled me a Gutterbones here, I'm just gonna get him back and play him. Yeah, they also gave me more fodder for Marshal. Richard, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Hone your prowess.
Narset is a card in general that I think is very good.
We begin. Come to me.
Wow. Are we dead? It feels like we're dead. Nah, I'm not really big on Commander. When I play more casual games, I tend to play board games. Playing Magic as a casual game is like really expensive. I guess it can be cheap, but it tends to be low power level if it's cheaper. So, good board games tend to be my go-to more than anything. What do I want to do here? I feel like I want the Death Bearing because it allows my things to attack into Sarkin. Maybe I'm worrying too much about that. Three HD Gamers, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Oh, this hand would be so good if these were untapped lands. I think I have to mulligan this though. Just like not quick enough. Untapped land on 2, please. Yeah, I agree with that. The dollar per hour of enjoyment you get out of a good board game is just like unsurpassed. Let's try one more here. Like to try and end on a high note. Actually, I'm not gonna do a full shield because I just recently did one, but Arena's gonna audio bug here soon, so I'm gonna restart real quick before we start the next one. These people are great. Buy their stuff. These people are also great. Buy their stuff. I'm not a huge fan of mechanics that use social aspects as a balancing mechanic because games that tend to use social aspects as a balancing mechanic allow players to gang up on one individual player, which I don't find enjoyable. This is a link to a Twitter photo of some of my current favorite board games. It's 6 months old, but that's still relevant. We haven't picked up anything new since Gen Con last year. Yeah, you just want me to not play a Tomorrow Tube? That's totally fine. It gives me an extra day to build it too, which is great. So I think I need to write an article tonight. I think I want to write an article tonight. Semest, thank you for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Well, I think they missed a land, so I just offer this here. My draw is also kind of awkward, though. I'm having the inverse problem. Although, next turn I can play second Judith, kill both their elves now. Mardu Aristocrats was definitely the best Mardu shell I've played so far. Bye, Felicia. I assume they're a 2-color deck missing a color. Article I'd love for Tibalt. It'll definitely include some Tibalt love. It'll probably be like a high. It's probably gonna be like a highlight article of like decks I've enjoyed playing so far. They're probably a mid-range deck where this is gonna be useful. We're bringing Lava Coil for a similar reason. They could be a Wild Growth Walker deck, which makes me think I might want this. Need one more trim here. Marty coming in hot. Would like to put this in the queue. Sounds good. Just the red walkers. Sounds good. The blue-black control deck, Turkey Sloth. Not anything that's being played today. Yeah, this is fine. Think I want to try and draw an untapped land? Yeah, the Citadel deck was really sweet. I like Dreadhorde Invasion. This card's really good. It plays well. It plays well with our other zombie synergies, and it plays really well with Priest. All right, chat. This is really important. I gotta pull us away from the game for a second. I need to open a snack. I forgot to hide the Tempo Storm thing on this page. I've got Jif power-ups with strawberry, and I've got Jif power-ups with apple cinnamon. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Jif, but Jif, if you're out there, it certainly could be. Which snack do we open? Which snack do we open? Strawberry or apple? Oh gosh, it's like asking Christy what she wanted for dinner. They're so undecided. Why is chat so undecided? All right, the obvious answer is we need a straw poll. Alright, what am I doing here? Dreadhorde? Am I doing a Dreadhorde now? I'm gonna put a Death Bearer into play. Strawberry, here's my 2 cents. I've had both and the strawberry is better. Well, if the strawberry's better, I need to start with the apple so I can like build up to it. I bought one of each because I was unsure. Alright, I'm gonna start with the apple then. If there's people confident that the strawberry are better, I want to leave those for last. Afred, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Look at that. There's two subs in a row for Apple. All right, I've opened the Apple. So, just a reminder, Gutterbones cannot be activated on my opponent's turn. So the reason why I didn't just activate Gutterbones there was because, or activate Priest was because Gutterbones wouldn't be able to come back this turn anyways. Yeah, for people wondering, Glitterbones is the nickname for the full art Glitterbones. If you're one of the plebeians who doesn't have a foil one, it's still Gutterbones. Don't take the glorious name. Oh, yeah, that's true. Priest couldn't target them on their turn anyways because of the hexproof. Good call. Huh. So, we spent a lot of time last season trying various red-black aggressive shells. And every time we tried a red-black aggressive shell, the last 2 seasons been like, this wasn't good enough. It's a little bit too short. It's not, the power level's not quite there. Dreadhorde Butcher and Heartfire and Dreadhorde Invasion, these feel like they were really meaningful upgrades to this archetype. I feel like they just pushed us a little bit up over the top. Even Reaver and like Dreadmalkin were like solid improvements over things we were doing before. This deck and the Mardu Aristocrats deck that we played before this one both felt very reasonable. And these were archetypes that I definitely did not think were reasonable before this set release. So if you're looking for new aggressive shells to explore, I think both of these are worth spending a little bit of time on. They might end up coming up short still, but so far after my initial running some games into the wall, they feel potentially very, very reasonable. Austin, Jess luck sacked out a Grixis opponent with the green-black Citadel deck you played the other day and killed them turn 3.